she shows up at the pad like at 1 in the morning. I'm like, what are you doing here? She's like, look, I just need a place to sleep. I was like, okay, cool. Come on in. We're still married, whatever. So I'm like, just come on, sleep in the bed. Just I gotta get some sleep. I get up at 4 in the morning, and then we're laying in bed, and she's trying to talk to me. I'm like, look, I just want to sleep, yo.
I go to work in the morning.
If you want, you go sleep on the couch. I mean, I'm just trying to sleep. Half hour later, someone banging on the door. I'm like, what the? She's like, hold on, I got it. And it's her sister. So I peek my head around the corner, and she's flipped open the mail slot on the door. She's yelling at her sister to leave, or and then so her sister leaves, come back again, banging on the door. By then it's like 2 in the morning. I'm like, I just want to sleep, yo. And then she opens the door. They start yelling at each other. And I lived across the street from my aunt and my cousin at the time.
Okay.
And my cousin came over, and she ghetto too. Not so much no more. She's grown up, but she come up. What are y'all doing in here, bro? And I'm still in bed. At the time, I slept naked. That's how I was comfortable sleeping, right? Somehow or another, them 3 girls go from the living room to the bedroom. So I got my estranged wife, her sister, and my cousin in my room yelling at each other, and I'm under the bed naked.
Hey, I'm just a love machine, and I don't work for nobody but you. I'm just a love machine, and I don't work for nobody but you. So when my temperature rise, and then I go for her thighs, and then I say guacamole in my juice, guacamole in my juice.
What's up, guys? Still kind of on a sporadic episode releasing these things, or on a sporadic schedule releasing these things, but we're getting there. We're trying, seeing how it goes week by week. Much love to everyone who came out to my birthday party. It was a blast. Yvonne and Rosella made a fool of themselves, so that was hilarious. That made it worth itself. I won't get into too many details because to save names, please, or just to not embarrass anyone, not put it on blast. But let's just say that somebody had their vomit, a lot of vomit, pressure washed off the sidewalk by Rosella's father. Yep, Rosella's dad was pressure washing vomit. Remember that, guys. In Rosarito Beach, which leads us perfectly into the episode. Not too many of my friends went down there because I know it was out of the way. I mean, nobody wants to go to Mexico, period, let alone Rosarito for a birthday party. But Jesse Gallegos, and Laura, his girlfriend, did make it down there, dude. It was and I was just pumped for them being there. Jesse's one of the few people who I cared about actually going, so I was glad that he was able to make it. They had their own little spot there, they got a little nice Airbnb, probably 10 minutes from my house. It was great, dude. They had a great view, just overlooking the ocean, the sweet muddy waters of Rosarito Beach. Kind of like Cancun, but a lot darker. Well, for those of you guys who don't know, Jesse is one of my closest, bestest friends, / mentor, / father figure, / fellow degenerate. And I have a great time anytime I get to hang out with them. And this episode is one of those evenings where we just got to sit down at his house, have some grown man drinks, and just talk about love for the night. Talk about relationships. Not that much about love, but about relationships, dude. For those of you guys who don't know, Jesse has been married twice, divorced twice, and is in a I would say just committed relationship. I don't know if you want me to explain, Jesse, but he's in a committed relationship with Laura. I can't remember your last name. Webb? Something with W? Let's go with Webb. And I wanted to talk to him because he's been so open about relationships with me, with his past breakups, with his past marriages, divorces. And just the fact that I was able to find someone who would want to talk about that and put that all out in public was just a great opportunity for me to. It's just something I really want to listen to. I doubt many others did, but it's just, I do it for me. This is all completely selfish, to be honest. So I went over to his condo, his old apartment, and just chopped it up, dude, for a good hour and a half, 2 hours. And it was it was crazy, dude, just getting like I said, digging in someone who's able to be this open about the past screw-ups, what they've learned, what they themselves screwed up, and what the faults or the downfalls of their significant others in these relationships. The things you learn as you go along about yourself, about others, about communication, relationships, all the stereotypical cliche things that you hear, but it's always just great to hear them again, especially in person in a one-on-one conversation like this. Say what you will about the tips and advice and about the conversation itself. I had some feedback about some people who didn't like it, but I mean, obviously I don't care about that. But at the end of the day, I mean, just it's tough, dude. Relationships are hard, and however you want to go about it, like I think Jesse does have some key points in here about just being true to yourself, about really getting a level of one of the themes of this weekend was self-awareness. I know I brought it up like 28,000 times, so I think that's one of the main themes that I got from this conversation, is being real self-aware, and how much that aids relationships, not only what do you call it, like love relationships, but just friendships with friends, parents, whoever you socialize with. So without getting into anything deeper than that, I'm gonna go ahead and let Jess take. Oh, wait. Big ups to everybody who supported on that little tough mock video audition. I don't even know what you want to call it, but it was just a good time to hang out with me, or to record that with me and DJ, and then finally put that together. We'll see how that goes, since most of you guys know. I don't know, most of you. Some of you guys know I'm taking off in the next, was it 2 weeks now? So we'll see what the future looks like with that. And I just want to say I really appreciate all the support and love that you guys give me on the Facebook comments, YouTube comments, Instagram, whatever, the text, whatever, however it is that you put it out there. Go out of your way to get a hold of me and say, hey, that was cool, that was funny. I really appreciate it. Every little push on the like button, dude, it's just it's so silly, but I tell people all the time, those people who do message me, it's like, that's my currency that I'm trading off of. I don't get paid for it. There's essentially no reason for me to do these things. So it's like any kind of words of encouragement is just it's just exciting for me to do, and I really appreciate it. So before I embarrass myself any further, here you guys go. The Love Doctor, Jesse Gallegos. Like, this is like the fastest way I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna screw all this up and then adjust.
That's how I learned most of my stuff. You screwed up and don't do it again.
There you go. Or do it again and screw it up again.
True.
And on that note, brings us to our topic of the night, dude. One of the hardest things that we deal with in life, even though we've been doing this since the beginning of time, are freaking relationships. And you've been, to say the least, you've been through some relationship experiences.
A few.
A
couple, yeah.
And I don't think most people know that, who know you. And it's something that most people, especially, wouldn't want to talk about, like, in general. So that's all I was pumped when you told me yes, because it's like a touchy subject. Dude. Like, you don't want to put yourself out there to the world. Like, you're literally talking to the 2 people who are watching. But
don't judge me. 2 people watching.
But it's still like you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And that's ballsy, dude. So I'm pumped. Like, I want to talk to people about, like, drugs like that. I want to find some prostitutes, some hookers, something interesting that people just don't want to talk about.
I know some people.
So that's why I wanted to come and talk to you about relationships, dude. Just in general, like how the ups and downs, the good and bad ones you've had, the things that you've learned, the things that you're still learning, and how you just freaking keep punching at that bag, dude. Like, it'd be so easy for you to just be like, oh, I give up, I don't want to do this anymore, like, I'm just gonna go around and bang everything that moves, and that's it. Like, I don't want anything committed. But here you are in what seems to me like in a solid, well-founded, just happy relationship with Laura, and you guys just having a good time, dude. And I asked you this like a couple times before, but it was like, dude, it never, you know, before you even get into that, dude, like tell me like about your relationship background, like like the things that you gone through, just so everybody can hear.
Most people don't know I've been married twice and divorced twice, obviously, since I have a girlfriend right now.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Had some girlfriend relationships in the past. I did my whole, out in the streets for a while, just banging them and
discarding them.
Yeah, basically, sneaking out of bed at 3 a.m, like and then ghosting them, and so I ran the gamut of that.
Hey, wait, give me some cheers.
So I haven't had the best experiences with relationships, but a lot of that was because of, for those I used to be Jehovah's Witness, and that had a lot of effect on my relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's still stuff that I took away from everything that got me in the relationship I'm in now, which, like you said, is a real solid one, and we're just having a great time.
Yeah, and I'll pause it right there, dude. like you said, like you not haven't had like the most successful like relationship like background or like track record, and that's one of the big reasons if I wanted to talk to you because like it's easy. It's not easy, but it's easier I guess to find a couple who are making things work. Like I was with Javi yesterday. Like him and God seem to have like an amazing relationship. I told him. So it'd be easy for me to come and talk to them like, hey, what are you guys doing? How'd you do this, make this work? But no, like I want to hear from someone who's been run through the grind, dude, who's seen the ups and downs, like the really ups and the real downs.
Oh yeah, I've been.
So it's like that's
both, man.
That's I think that's a unique perspective that you bring to this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. Some people think that like I used to think I was a failure with relationships because I've been divorced twice. And look at someone who's been divorced twice, you're like, well.
Yeah,
what's
like
wrong with him?
He's
Yeah,
the
but
the greatest common denominator.
Yeah, but I learned from it. I grew from it. You know, I took the experiences, the good and the bad from it, and
it's easy to say that, but you think you really like learned some stuff like from coming out of the divorces.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Especially because honestly, like you know, it takes two to tango, like they always say, and it'd be real easy for me to talk about the problems that my exes had, but I mean, I was at fault too with both of them. So I looked at myself too, mainly like the stuff that I did in those relationships that wasn't cool, that didn't work, that caused some problems, and learn like to not do those things again. And it's really worked out with the relationship I'm in now. It's made a huge difference being able to apply learn from my mistakes.
This might be jumping ahead a little bit, but what do you think are some of those things that you learn, like you said, like not to do again? Like just I guess not obviously not like the big things, but just like the little things that you say you learn.
Well, the first thing I learned right away was, and I mean it's not so much a little thing, but be yourself. Anyone who knows me, they know that I'm real active. I like to do things.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to play football. I like to shoot pool. I like to play basketball. I like to skate.
I got here and you're skateboarding down the parking lot.
Yeah, I can't sit still. I'm always doing something. And in my first relationship, the first mistake I made was I stopped doing that to hang out with her. And that's the wrong thing to do in any relationship, is to change what you're doing, because at some point you're going to want to go back to doing that, and they're used to you not doing that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're this guy that hangs out all the time, and then all of a sudden you disappear to do what you want to do previously.
But you got to bend a little bit, right? I mean, to a certain degree, or no, not at all.
No, I totally changed.
Okay.
Like I didn't do anything. I was so enamored with this person at the time that I was like, no, I don't want to play football. I don't want to hang with my friends. I want to do none of that stuff. I want to be with you. But then, of course, at some point, the newness wears off.
Yeah.
And you want to go back to doing what you were doing before, and then they're like, well, where's all this coming from? You didn't do it when we were dating.
Yeah.
You're doing it now? So, I mean, it's kind of a little thing, but a big thing, too. Just, that's one thing I learned, is don't stop what you're doing. You might have to scale back a little bit, obviously, but don't totally not do anything.
That's what I meant right there. Like you said, like when I with Laura, like I'm assuming that you still have to give, there's a little give to, like, all right, like I won't do everything I want to do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I had something when you were saying that. You said you pretty much like cut everything off, or kind of like completely changed your life. You say you became enamored. Did she push you upon that, like cutting your things off or like changing, or was that just like your choice? Like, or you just didn't want to do the other thing? Okay.
That was my choice. That was my mistake right there, was not playing, going out playing football like I used to, or basketball or anything like that. I just wanted to spend time with her because I thought, I was, you saw all the hearts and rainbows in front of you, and that's all you want to do. Oh, I love you so much. I don't want to do anything else. But nah, and that's just being young too.
Tell us about that first relationship, dude. How'd that start? How'd that go? How old were you?
It's 20. Her family and my family were friends way before either one of us was born, and then they moved back to San Diego, and they invited them over for dinner, and I was gonna go to TJ to party with my friends that night. I was ready, because you can't party here at 20. So my mom was like, "Come on, Jesse, just old family friends. Just please stay for dinner." I was like, "Nah, I gotta go. I'm trying to miss me with that mess." Yeah. So I was on my friend's house waiting. I started feeling bad. I was like, "Oh man, my mom never asked me to do nothing. She lets me do my thing. She really wants to. Hey, guys, I go ahead, man. I gotta go back."
Yeah.
So I go back. I walk in. They're there already, and I see this girl, and I'm like, "Oh."
It's like the clouds parted.
Yeah. Light shined down from heaven on her. I was like, "Oh, what's up?
What up, girl?"
Yeah, see, Mom, I came back for you, but I see there's an added benefit. And
were you always a ladies' man, like growing up? Because you talk to anyone, dude. You got that mouthpiece. So I just imagine you could just chop it up with any chick, and it was like, "Hey, what's up?" And not for rejection, obviously. So it's just like, oh,
I don't care if I get rejected, man. So, well, I don't want to say I was always a ladies' man. I was never afraid to talk to girls.
Okay.
My dad.
That's freaking 90% of the battle, dude. Just talking.
My dad is real good with the ladies.
It's like there's hidden meaning under that.
Yeah. Him and my mom didn't stay together too long, but I was like, how you do it? He just told me one thing. He says, you make them laugh. All I gotta do, be bold and make them laugh.
There you go.
And so that's my thing. I just try to go up and talk to him and make him laugh, and then it's because I know I'm not the best looking guy. I admit that, but if I can make a girl laugh, I'm like, all right, I got a shot. Yeah, that's my deal. Is I try to make them laugh. So, yeah, we hit it off, and a year.
I'm assuming she was a witness as well.
Yeah, she was a witness too. Her dad was a witness, so we had the whole witness guidelines, which means you can't be by yourself. No sex before marriage. You can't have really like serious conversations about sex, which I found out later is a huge deal between people.
Make sure things are recording.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So
The like you said at the beginning, dude, the religious aspect of it is big, because that really sets like the framework around like the do's and don'ts, like I mean, I guess even like the vision behind the relationship. I'm assuming you're dating with the vision of getting married. I mean, that was the idea. I don't know where you're at.
Yeah,
at
you're
that
not.
point, but
You're not supposed to date unless you're gonna get married.
yeah,
Like literally, they will ask you if you're dating this person, can you marry them tomorrow? Like, can you live on your own? Can you support this person? If you can't, don't date.
Yeah.
You have no business dating. But at the time, I could have had a pretty good job back then. So, well, I still have a good job, but you know, I had a good job to where I could do that. But and I learned something from this too. Is within the confines of the religion, you had to be chaperoned all the time. You couldn't be by yourself. So the time I actually spent with her was limited. At most, like during the week, it was maybe a couple hours a day.
really.
Yeah, that's it. During the weekend, maybe a few more, but there's always someone around, and I realize it's really easy to be on your best behavior for those couple hours.
Yeah.
Like you never see them when they're in a bad mood or when they get irritated, because I know if I was getting upset or something, I would be like, hey, you know what, man, I gotta go,
Yeah.
and I'd leave. So we didn't really know each other, and a year after we met, we were married. Like 6 months later, I proposed, and 6 months after that, we were married.
And were you just head over heels at this time? Or?
Oh, I thought it was. Yeah, she was gorgeous, man. She was really pretty. She could have been a model,
Yeah.
but she couldn't because she turned that down for the religion. But she was really beautiful, and yeah, within
a year you're married.
Yeah, February 1st, 1998. Never forget it.
Yeah. 20 years old, 21.
It's 21.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
But that's
no, I'm sorry. I was 22. 22. I was about to turn 20. I was 22.
But I don't know how it is in Jehovah's Witness, in your community, but I assume it's the same. Even because in the Christian community, dude, like you're encouraged. You're very much I guess, yeah. I'm saying encouraged to get married young, start your family young.
Yeah.
As far as like where I've been around, or as I grew up in it, or from what I've seen of it. It's pretty much you're set on that path to the American dream for the most part. It's like you finish high school, you got your 4 years, knock out your undergrad, then you get married coming back. I have 22, 23, and that's what I think sucked. That's where I fell into that trap, and I thought like this is where my life is supposed to be at this point. I felt like getting married at 24 was old. I was tripping out like, dude, I'm a freaking loser. Like, what am I doing? I should be at this point in life already.
Yeah.
Like, you have these certain bars you should be at certain times in your life, and I just felt like I was behind. And I think that's something that the religious backing strongly built up into me.
Yeah, because the biggest excuse me I mean the biggest influx of people in religions is people who are born into it.
Yeah.
So of course they want you to get married young and have kids and,
Yeah.
and bring them to the into the congregation or church or whatever it is that you do. So yeah, we were married a year afterwards, and
And what was that like, dude?
shit went downhill quick.
Really?
Yeah, because we didn't know each other at all. I mean, we spent a few hours, a few days a week with each other, and then all of a sudden, you're with this person 24/7. And she didn't know me, I didn't know her. Like, it was the first time I'd ever seen her wake up in the morning. And dude,
Oh, what's that?
she was mean. Oh, it was a trip seeing someone so beautiful, so mean.
No.
And she was crazy. She like within 2 weeks she started going. Yeah, I had pagers at the time, but within 2 weeks she
Blowing
was
you up.
no, she was going through my pager.
Oh, really?
She was calling every number that paged me.
No way.
Yeah, and my dad, or my stepdad, he paged me, and he transposed two of the numbers of his phone number. Because you call someone on a pager, and then you have to put in your number,
Yeah.
and he put the number in wrong.
So
He
when
flipped
put
two
in,
of the numbers.
So when he put it wrong was
Was a
whore.
And she called it, and I come, and then she's like, "Who's Chris?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She texted you 10 minutes ago. Who is she? I'm like, I like the number. That's my dad. No, it's not. She called it, and it went to voicemail of someone named Chris. I'm like, no, my dad probably just messed up. I'm like, yeah, well, sir, I called my dad. He just texted me. Yeah, I got a question about you. He's like, oh no, he's covering for you. I'm like, what? He's covering for you. He knows that you're cheating on me with this girl named Chris. This is 2 weeks after we got married.
No.
And that's because I had no clue that was like her deal, and it's I used to be ashamed of this too, but like shortly after that, she started like beating on me.
Really?
Oh yeah,
like legit, like kidding you,
dude. Legit hitting, kicking. I mean, she's not gonna hurt me, you know.
Yeah.
I've been knocked out by big dudes, and I take my fair share of lumps, but it wasn't a physical aspect; it's the mental aspect of having someone who's supposed to love you hitting on you. Now, I mean, girls hitting guys, it happens, you know. They're, but when it's a consistent thing, all the time, and it's like, why are you hitting me? What did I do to deserve this? I didn't do, you know. So it just went downhill from there. We were married for.
Were you really innocent at the time, or were you being like a jerk? Or
oh no, I wasn't doing anything.
Okay.
She just had a lot of issues I didn't know about, and it's.
And you know any of this stuff, like when you guys were dating, engaged?
No, and it goes back to not knowing the person before you get married.
But how do you think that plays into like with like arranged marriage and stuff? Because you hear so many stories of those like working out. Like, is it just like a random draw?
I thought about that, man, and it's. You also look at the culture too, of those.
That's true.
Of the marriages. It's where, in those marriages, like leaving is not an option.
Yeah.
Like and like, you know, in some of those countries where there's arranged marriages, if someone cheats on they get acid thrown in their face and stuff. It's like that's not an option to leave your mate. So you don't have a choice but to make it work.
Yeah.
So, but I did think about that. When my great grandparents, theirs was an arranged marriage.
Really?
They were married for 60 some years, but the thing was though is that they weren't happy.
Yeah.
They had 15 kids. They just weren't happy.
Assuming they're immigrants. Or no, they were born here?
No, my great grandparents they came from Mexico or Spain. I don't know. I never really talked to them. I didn't speak the language. But yeah, they were never really happy. I mean, they had the 15 kids and they grew old, and you know. But whenever I went over there as a kid, they never talked to each other.
Yeah.
My grandpa spent all the time. My great grandpa spent all the time in his room watching TV. My great grandmother spent all the time cooking, which is cool for me because I like cooking.
Here's my thought, and I have a little theory. I'm gonna go on a rant right now. When you know a lot of my story, me and Rosella, when we split up, and then when we got back together, I had an epiphany at some point into a little bit, because when we first got back together, dude, like I didn't want to be in it, dude. I was just going through the emotions. I was like, oh, like once again the religious mindset came in. I was like, all right, like I need to make this work. I need to make God happy and then make her happy. So I was like, all right, like even though I don't want to be in this relationship, like I'm here. I'm gonna take a shot. But I wasn't really trying. I wasn't really doing too much. It was just like me going through the motion. Like we're here together. We're living together.
Yeah.
But it's like I wasn't there mentally. I wasn't there emotionally. And at some point, I was like, dude, I'll bring up Pablo again. And I was like, dude, like what's the difference between my relationship with her and then like Pablo and Carlos or like any other relationship that I feel like that works? And I was like, what's that spark that's missing? And then I finally came to a point where it was like, dude, like I don't believe in this image that we're sold as true love and as soulmates. Is that you?
Yeah, it's the house one.
Oh, didn't answer that.
No.
So I was like, and it's probably cliche at this point, but it's the image that we're sold. And I was like, dude, like I don't believe that anymore. Like right now at this point, like and this was even before I stopped believing in God. But it was like, dude, like I don't believe in like soulmates. I don't believe in someone for every person. I don't believe in any kind of true love or any kind of like a transcendental metaphysical thing that we call love. I was telling Kenny when we talked to him, when we met up and talked, that something that's made a marriage so much more special to me has been just the fact that me and Rosella had it's two adults making an agreement to live life, work through problems, and just care and provide for each other, with no extra backing behind that, nothing, no special spark or ingredient behind that. It's just two adults making that choice, which could be cut off at any moment. And that seemed to make it way more special for me, because it wasn't like a godsend that we're together. It wasn't meant to be. It was like, no, we chose to be. And some people take it differently, dude. Some people take it as like, oh, like that makes it not special. And some people are support that. It's like, all right, cool. It makes it like that much more. It makes it that much more important, that much more special, because you made it like a conscious decision. Like, it wasn't just meant to be. Like, you took your time to really think it out and like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And I went off on that little rant just to get back to the arranged marriage part, because I feel a lot of the time when those things work out, and when they are happy, when they do spend 100 years together, it's the fact that they've made that conscious decision, like, all right, we're gonna make this work. It's not about the love factor. It's about two adults gonna live together and just play this out. So I think that's just a thought of mine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. How do you feel about that, dude? As far as like a true love, meant to be, things like that, like just honest thoughts.
Well, I found true love twice, and it ended in divorce. That's what I thought.
That's funny.
The thing is that people change. So the person you fell in love with yesterday is not going to be the same person tomorrow, and everyone has a to me, I think everyone has a spectrum of what causes them to love a person. And if a person changes but they stay within that spectrum,
alright, we're cool.
Then alright, cool. But as soon as they change so much where they step outside of that spectrum, and it's like, no.
And people don't like that, dude. But we change. Like, you have to change. Like, if you're the same person from 5 years ago, if you're the same person from a year ago, then dude, like, you should probably look into your life choices and look to what you think. Like, you have to be growing, right? Like, every day you're experiencing something new or something different, and if you're not, then I mean, maybe you should go out of your way to do that.
Yeah.
You gotta learn, you gotta grow. You can't freaking be the same person at 30 that you're at 50. Like, you have to learn things. The world is changing around you.
Yeah, you gotta change how you think.
But people don't like you changing. People's like, dude, you know, you should be like this. I was like, I know, that was a different me.
Yeah, and that's what happens. Some people change more than others.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with my first marriage. I mean, it wasn't really a change. It's just finding out what they're really about.
Yeah.
But that's something that's a change, because you think they're this, and then you find out they're this.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing with her, because she thought I was this, and it turned out to be this.
Yeah.
Because she thought I was the guy who was always going to be around, and because I did all this stuff. And then after I got married, I went back to playing football, went back to playing basketball, went back to surfing, and all this stuff. She's like, you don't spend no time with me. And I did spend time with her, but in comparison to how I was before, it wasn't. It was a huge drop off. But to me, I'm like, this is what I always do. Like, I did the thing. We're dating, and I got you married, and you're legally entitled to half my stuff, and the government says we're still together. So I mean, what else do you want?
Yeah.
And that was a fault of mine, was having that mindset. I shouldn't have had that mindset.
You were a kid, dude. You're 22.
Yeah, I didn't know
You're
any
22.
better.
We don't know that.
I was. I mean, if y'all think I'm irresponsible and, and selfish now, y'all should have seen when I told Laura, if you would have known me in my early 20s, you'd have want nothing to do with my house. I thought I was cocky, arrogant. I thought I was God's gift to women. I mean, I probably still am.
Yeah.
But so it's just, that relationship she was all bad. She's crazy.
It just kept going downhill.
How
long did it last?
Well, technically we were married for 3 years and 10 months, but we got separated after 2.5 years. Because it got so bad, I don't want to be around her. Like, it's amazing how you can be with someone who's so beautiful, but you want nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah. So we ended up separating.
How do you get to that point? Because that's like a big step, like, to where it's like legit, like, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Just crazy. She was nuts. She laid hands on my mom.
Really?
Yeah, because she like I said, she was laying hands on me, which, like, whatever. But there were some days when I got real good at dodgeball, because she was throwing remote control, dishes. She threw a bat in my head one time.
You dodged the ball.
Yeah, and the thing was, I'm surprised I dodged the bat, because I don't know why, like, we got into an argument, and we were in the hallway, and I turned around to walk to the bathroom, and I don't know what it was. Someone made me turn around. As soon as I turned around, just bat flying through the air.
No
I
way.
was like, oh, and I barely ducked it. I'm like, what?
Why'd you have a bat there?
It
What was the bat doing
it
there?
was in the bedroom.
Oh.
Because we were in the bedroom, because, you know, we played softball together
Gotcha.
at the time. And I'm like, oh, what the? I said, I'm out.
That's
and I ran out of my house.
Really?
And I'm running down the stairs, and there's just all kinds of stuff being thrown at me from behind while I jump into my car and taking off in my Jeep, and she's just in the street throwing shit. My aunt and grandma are out across the street. They wanted to call the cops, but they like, no, don't get involved. Wish they would have, the rest of their ass. But anyways, so we're at my parents' house, and I'm sitting having a good time talking to people. And mind you, this is my mom's friends.
Yeah.
And they're older, right?
And they're from the church too?
Huh?
They're
Yeah,
from the church,
yeah. I have no interest in them whatsoever at all.
Oh, like that?
Yeah. My wife at the time is sitting there on the couch just sulking. And then I want to go. I'm like, well, we're having a good time. And then she all of a sudden accused me of sleeping with 2 of those women at the table. I'm like, what?
I didn't know them.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want anything to do with them. I'm like, no offense. I mean, y'all are, but I don't want to do with them. And then she leaves. Mom was like, you know what, you should go. Okay, so she's walking out. She turns around in the door and is like, don't follow me. I'm like, you said you wanted to go. And that's when she catches me with a right cross. Just bam, right in front of everybody.
Damn.
And then I'm like, what are you doing? And then she catches me with a left. I'm like, what the? And I'm just in shock. And my mom comes running out. My mom's a peacemaker, right?
Yeah.
So she comes out. She's trying to, hey, calm down. What's on? And that's when she grabbed my mom and threw her against the side of the house. At the time, I'm thinking, oh, someone laid hands on my mom's. Oh, hell, someone's catching. I'm like, wait, that's my wife. Who's?
It's a great conundrum.
Yeah, like my short circuited. And then my sister. You met my sister. She's Gallegos. Anyhow, my sister saw it. She come run out the house, and if she got a hold of my wife at the time, she would have killed her. So I grabbed all I can think of was, okay, I can't let my sister go to jail. So I grabbed my sister. She beats the hell out of me for not letting her get at my wife at the time.
I've heard.
Yeah. I'm scared of my sister a little bit too. So anyhow, my ex-wife finally gets smart, jumps in a car, takes off. My sister just gets away from me, and she gets her time to kick the car a couple times, cuss at her. She goes, and I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Damn.
So I go home, and that's when I kick her out of the house. You gotta go. Be gone.
Oh, you told her?
Yeah. I was like, you gotta go. Out. Get out. So she left, and we were separated for like 8, 9, 10 months, something like that. And then, and during that time, it was real acrimonious between the both of us. A lot of fighting, a lot of threats. She threatened to bring her family down to get her stuff, her brothers and her dad. And of course, by then I was hanging out with my friends, and and I was like, bring them, see what happens. I want them to come over. And then one of my not so proud moments, I got drunk, like really drunk one night, and one of my friends was like, dude, hey, her brother's talking all kinds of mess about you. I was like, what? Who is he talking to? He's talking to these people. So I called him up. Hey, is David? Yeah. So I jumped in my car, drove down to his parents' house, and I'm sitting there kicking and banging on the door.
No way.
Yelling at him, come on, David, come say that. That's my... And yeah, it was bad. And
damn.
But I was like, and then I see him peeking out the window. I'm like, stop looking out the window. Come on. And he's living with his parents, so his parents are there too, like freaking out. And then finally,
was she there?
Yeah, finally my ex-wife comes out. She's trying to get me to leave, and she calls my friends, and they come get me and drag me away. But yeah, I was heated. Her whole family's nuts, but yeah, I was ready to like kick everybody's ass in the house.
And how did all this play out with the church, dude? Because I know it's like a different process. Like it's not just like, hey, I'm out.
The fact that she so we were separated. Couldn't divorce her at the time. We were just separated. So the fact that she laid hands on me and people saw it gave me grounds for separation within the church. Not divorce, but separation. Which means I could kick her out of my house without getting in trouble. And of course, the leaders of the church were talking to us, trying to get us work things out, but it just wasn't happening. But then she showed up at the house one day, wanted to talk, and didn't really talk so much as just have a lot of sex for like a week or two. But
really?
Then at some point I was like,
camped out.
Yeah, we talked. Maybe we didn't even talk it really. We just boned for a couple weeks.
That's funny.
and then I was like, no, we gotta figure stuff. This is not cool. We gotta figure stuff out. I was like, we need to talk about what's going on. And she didn't want to do it. She dipped.
Really?
She left again, and then is a kind of a funny story. A little while later, like a few weeks after that, she shows up at the pad, like at 1 a.m. I'm like, what are you doing here? She's like, look, I just need a place to sleep. I was like, okay, cool. Come on in. We're still married, whatever. So I'm like, just come on, sleep in the bed. Just I gotta get some sleep. We're up before 4 a.m. And then we're laying in bed, and she's trying to talk to me. I'm like, look, I just want to sleep, yo.
I gotta work in the morning.
If you want, you go sleep on the couch. I mean, I'm just trying to sleep. Half hour later, someone banging on the door. I'm like, what the? She's like, hold on, I got it. And it's her sister. So I peek my head around the corner, and she's flipped open the mail slot on the door. She's yelling at her sister to leave, blah, blah, blah. And then, so her sister leaves, come back again, banging on the door. By then, it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, I just want to sleep, yo. And then she opens the door. They start yelling at each other. And I lived across the street from my aunt and my cousin at the time.
Okay.
And my cousin came over, and she ghetto too. Not so much no more. She's grown up, but she come up. What are y'all doing in here, bro? And I'm still in bed. At the time, I slept naked. That's how I was comfortable sleeping, right? Somehow or another, them 3 girls go from the living room to the bedroom. So I got my estranged wife, her sister, and my cousin in my room yelling at each other, and I'm under the bed naked. And I'm like, I can't do nothing. I ain't gonna get out of the bed but naked with all the girls. So I'm just trying to like, what the hell are you? I just want to sleep, yo. I'm like, God, if you're up there, please get him on my house. Oh, so they left. Finally, all of them left. But then it was like 4 a.m.
Oh, God.
But the reason with the ruckus between my ex and her sister was because my ex went on a date with the dude that her sister was interested in.
Oh.
And that was a whole, I'm like, what the?
Oh.
Yeah, so anyhow, and then we actually worked at the same place, too. So that was a whole other thing right there. So when it finally ended, it was she ran into me at work. She was like, I got something to tell you. I was like, what? Because that's some mail for her. She's like, I'm with someone else. And at the time, I was like thinking, part of it was like, go, deuces. But then the other was like, this is over.
Yeah.
It's done. And I was like, I was at a loss. So I just walked into my boss's office, and it finally hit me. And I started throwing chairs and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He understood what was going on. He let me like vent and break a couple chairs, which was not cool. But he's like, all right, you just go home. So
I mean, so obviously you still had feelings for her.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't so much feelings as it was like something ending, and as a witness, it wasn't supposed to end.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to work things out. The witness version is that we get back together, work things out, have kids, and we live that white picket fence life.
Yeah.
But that's not how it turned out. So yeah, and at that point I was done with the relationships. So I ain't never getting married again. No, done. And then the divorce is very acrimonious. I ended up just giving her a pile of cash and like, here, sign this and get out of my life.
Damn.
That was it. She got married again, had a kid, living in Hawaii. And, she gets
good for her.
Yeah, if the tiger shark happens to buy her.
I'll be mad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cry about it.
Damn, dude.
So that's
how you said it lasted 3 years, 3 or almost 4 years.
February 1st, 1998 to December 24th, 2001.
Damn.
Yeah, so every December 24th, I get fucked up in celebration. Sorry for the cuss. Yeah, that's my holiday on Christmas Eve.
That's nuts. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a party Christmas Eve now.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah, every Christmas Eve, I celebrate my divorce from my first ex.
And then I guess we'll wrap up that relationship with this. Like, what do you think was like the biggest thing that you learned from that? Was it the don't like change yourself or don't just be yourself?
Yeah, be yourself. And another thing too is like, so I had kind of a rough childhood, which there were issues I had from that. Everybody, anyone who's gone through what I went through as a kid is gonna have issues.
Yeah.
Because my dad wasn't a witness. He was an abusive alcoholic. So I grew up with that, and that had caused me some issues too. So if you have issues like that, you gotta let them know. And that's how Laura, like, hey, this is. I worked a lot to fix those issues.
Yeah.
But there's still some remnants. Some of it's never
still
gonna be
come
fixed.
up.
Yeah, but so that's the first thing I learned. Hey, but one thing I learned is, hey, this is what I'm dealing with, and this is the results of it. Sometimes I get moody. It's not you. It's just me. I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
I just want to like be with my music and a beer, and be left alone for a couple hours. And if you tell them, then they're okay, cool.
Yeah. Do you think that's something that just come with age, like that self-awareness? Because I feel like that's something that I've really come to terms with myself. Because I don't know if we talked about this before, but like I deal with like random bouts of depression like pretty hard. So it's like I told Roselle, I was like, hey, like I feel a moment coming on, like, dude, like it's like you said, like it's not you, it's nothing to do with us, like it's just me, it's just I'm just
Yeah.
being weird, so just prepare for that, or just like even today I was like, dude, I had one of those moments, and I was like, like I don't want to do anything, it's like I just want to lay down and sleep. But do you think that came from just age or time, or just getting to know yourself, self-awareness?
Yeah, that's it. It's just knowing yourself. That's one of the things I had to learn was to know myself.
It's big, dude. It sounds so it sounds so like hippie or like so like cliches, but it's true, dude. You got to know like who you are.
Yeah, and in both of my relations, both my marriages, I didn't know myself, and you have to know yourself to be a contributor in a good relationship.
Yes.
If you don't know yourself, then you can't be a good contributor in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're giving.
Yeah.
You have no idea. And like you said, if you feel something, like me, I get moody.
Yeah.
Depression, whatever it is, and I like you, I know when it's coming on, and I'll tell Laura, I'll like, hey, I'm in a mood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna be not myself.
Might be a dick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, don't take it personal. It's not you. If I'm snappy, I apologize in advance. Just it's not you, and I know what I need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, look, I'm just gonna go on the patio with my music and a beer and just leave me be.
Yeah.
I'll be brooding in the back, and then when it's over, I'll come back in and we'll be cool.
Is she pretty cool with that?
Yeah, she's like, yeah, hey, as long as she knows.
Yeah.
As long as I tell her and it's not her and it's coming, then she's fine with it. And that's so the two big things I took from my first relationship was, don't change who you are, because at some point you're gonna revert back.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna know that that's the real you.
Yeah.
And know yourself. Know if you have issues, you talk about it. Let them know, so they can prepare for it. Because I would come home like that, and she'd just get mad because she thought it was me.
Yeah.
You know, it was her that was mad at it.
Yeah.
You know, and that wasn't the case, but it caused big arguments, and then I was mad at her.
Yeah.
Not respecting how I felt.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. So that was the first relationship, or the first marriage.
Damn. So after that, you said you're pretty much all right. I'm done. I'm done with relationships. I'm done with anything serious. Like I just want to hang out, do my thing.
Yeah.
And like how did you transform after that into your next marriage?
So I was like 25. I was 25 when we got divorced, and I lived that the single witness life. I was kind of a player in the witness world, not like because you don't have sex, but like I dated quite a few girls and broke up with them, and in the witness world that's not good. But I did everything. Like I traveled. I went to Australia, went to Fiji. Got involved at work, traveled a lot for work.
That's awesome, dude.
I went all over up and down the East Coast. I went to Canada, did all kinds of stuff like that. And just what I want to do, my buddy called me 3 in the
Were
morning.
you already at Qualcomm at this point?
Yeah, I was at Qualcomm, yeah. I had a buddy call me 3 in the morning. Hey, let's go to Mammoth. Cool. We throw all stuff in the car at 3 in the morning, jet up to Mammoth, get there by 9, 10 o'clock, board all day and drive back.
That's a powerful point in life, dude. When you have money, when you have income, no kids and time. 25, dude. That's you do pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah, and I still live in the house. I got a roommate who was super cool, and I was just living that single life. Like my house was a spot for people to hang out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hey, and my door was open to anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't care who you were. I never locked my door. I'd come home from work and there'd be people just chilling at the house. I'd get up to leave for work and there'd be someone sleeping on the couch. Like, oh, hey, what's up? I was gone for a week for work. Came back. There was a party going on in my house. I was like, hey, this is what I want to come home to. Every Friday night, my spot was a place to be.
That's what's up.
And then I met this girl.
And I met this girl.
I thought I'd learned, but I didn't. And she was cool. She was a witness too. She lived in Florida. I met some friends from Florida, and they invited me out there. And she was part of their crew. So I went out there for a couple years to hang, like Panama City Beach, hang out, party, do the whole spring break thing over there and stuff. And she was cool. And one thing I did with girls is I know myself. And I know that if you give me an inch, I'll take a mile. I will full on take advantage of you. And one thing I would do to girls to see...
Sounds a little creepy talking about relationship.
No, but it's true. Like, I will take advantage. If you let me, I will absolutely take advantage of you. And I know that I cannot be with someone who will let me do that.
Is that just with women or with anyone in general? Like
anyone in general.
Okay.
Anyone who lets me walk all over them, I got no respect for you, and then I'm just like, hey, Mondo, go give me some more Ghost Stories right now.
Just cause.
I'm like, I want to be people who respect themselves.
Yeah.
And if you let me, then it's like
people treat it. Like, go back to the cliche. Is people treat you the way you allow them, the way you allow yourself to be treated.
Yeah. So and I would for that's how I tested girls, because I know, and that's part of that is the witness thing too, because in the witness world, the husband is the head.
Yeah.
He has the last word on everything.
Yeah.
Unless it conflicts with what God's law, but
Yeah.
like if all of a sudden I'm like, we're gonna move to Nebraska.
She just has to be like, oh,
So,
all
yeah,
right.
and she don't want to do it, but I'm saying I'm the head. That's what we're doing. Then
Yeah.
she's got to go along with it. And so part of that was a religious upbringing, but I didn't want that. I want someone who's gonna be their own person.
Yeah.
So what I would do with girls is,
Test them.
oh yeah, I'd be like, hey, go get me a beer, and they'd be like, oh, well, what kind do you want? Oh, I don't know, but make sure I like it. And they go get their beer. You know, and I was like, all right, and they gave me a beer, and like, well, you're not on the list. But if I needed a beer,
Check you off.
Yeah, but if I needed a beer, I know to ask. You know, I mean, it sounds like being a dick, but it's like I need someone who's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And so my second ex-wife, I tried that with her. I was like, hey, why don't you give me a beer?
She said,
No, this is what she went. This is exactly what she did. She gets up, she gets the beer, opens it, looks at me, drinks it, and says, "Get your own beer."
I like her. I like her.
Yeah, I was like,
I love you.
I love you. Will you marry me? So, yeah, so she wasn't a pushover like that, and it was a long distance relationship because she lived in
Yeah.
Florida, and that's where you really need. I found out you really need to get to know the person, and also learn that the saying is true: opposites attract.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true, but they just can't. You can't stay together.
Because what do you mean? What do you mean?
So my ex-wife is very organized. Excuse me, very laid back, very chill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not chill. I'm chill. She's very organized, very proper. Like not laid back, very proper.
Okay.
Like we
She's a
have
classy lady.
Yeah, like we have when I would eat dinner with her family, it was always, oh, can you pass the salt? Can you pass the potatoes? May I be excused?
Oh, really?
And you weren't talking over anybody. Her dad was like
This is one from Florida.
from Florida. Yeah.
Okay, so
And
is that more like a Southern Belle kind of thing going on there? Or,
No,
I don't
just I guess just
know. Or just manners.
proper.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, and like the dad was like he was the what did I say? He was like holding court, I guess. Like he's the one who directed everything. You know,
Okay.
He would be like, so how was your day? Oh, how was your day?
Really?
How was your day?
That's like something you see in movies.
Yeah, and it was very proper, and I was like, what the hell is going on here?
To raise your hand to speak.
Yeah, like you know, someone said you had to you had to wait your turn to speak, and can I be excused? And I was like, and you've seen me and Darius, and we're together.
Yeah.
It's just
terrible
like,
people.
Yeah. and so with our family, it was very loud. People talking over each other, just
Yeah.
like, oh hey, excuse me, let me get this real
Yeah.
quick. You know, none of this. No, pass me the salt, please. No. It was very get up, go whatever. Me and Darius would wrestle sometimes in the middle of dinner. It's just like real, like which is what I was used
Yeah.
to, and then to go from that to, you know, soft music playing in the background, and oh, so Armando, how was your day today? You tell me, oh, that sounds wonderful, Armando. Let me tell you about my day. And I'm like, what the? And everybody would be around the table like that.
And was that like real or was it like an act going
No,
on?
that's how they
that's
really
just how they
are,
communicated.
yeah.
That's funny. I
That's
mean,
how
that's
they talk
cool.
to- Yeah,
That's cool.
it's cool. But so I was like a
Black sheep, literally.
yeah, like a whirlwind into that, and that's what attracted her was the fact that I was like real brash and loud and
You're a rebel.
and
You're a rebel without a cause.
Yeah, outspoken and
Yeah.
unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like she used to say, I love how I don't know what you're gonna do or what you're gonna say, and I was like, cool, yeah, but then that was also not her comfort zone.
Yeah.
So she could only take me for so long
Yeah.
before she was like, oh, I need to be back in my
Stress me out.
yeah, because I'm like she's super organized. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit here, but she's the kind of person where she would plan like we went on vacation, she'd plan the
Right,
whole
itinerary.
day. Yeah, have an itinerary. We're gonna get up at 8. We're gonna be here at 9. We're gonna do this until 9:30. Then we're gonna do this at 10, and so on and so forth. That's not me. I'm just like, let's just go and see what happens.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, happens.
I like traveling with you, dude.
Yeah. Like if we're, you know, if we got this at 9 and this at 11, and we're cruising to that spot, and I see something, nope, not on the schedule, not on itinerary. Oh.
Oh.
But if I'm in charge, it's like, oh yeah, let's do this and this and this
Yeah.
and this, and have a great time. But she could only be out of her comfort zone for so long before she wanted to get back
Makes sense.
into it. So opposites do attract, and honestly, I was attracted a little bit to her too because it was almost like calming for me a little bit. But at the end of the day, I
It's
needed
that
to be
balancing act for both of you.
But then I needed to be like me,
Yeah.
which is outspoken and loud and just being unpredictable. And
Yeah.
I want to do this, I want to do that. So that was the big thing is even though they say opposites attract, you still have to have more in common than you don't. And yeah, like the things like to do.
That's a hard one to
personality-wise.
explain, dude, because that's like
Yeah.
it's like a contradicting statement, like all around.
Yeah, it is, but it's like I said, something new and fresh. But it's like when you're on vacation, you could be going to Cabo for 2 weeks, and you're having a great time, you love it, but at some point you're like, dude, I just want my own bed.
Yeah.
I want to take a dump on my own toilet.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you're
you
like,
can't vacation forever.
yeah. And how many times have you heard people say that? Oh, I had a great time, but I was so glad to get back
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
And that's how it is with opposites attract. They have a great time because you're something different and fresh and new, but then at some point they're going to want to go back home, so to speak. And all the fresh and new stuff you bring is just not in their world. It's not their comfort zone.
Yeah, I get it, dude. I mean, I guess I went firsthand through that. Like when I was dating a homegirl from Mexicali, it was like, it was just something new and exciting, and that's like the typical like of an affair, or you're seeing someone else, you dating someone new and different. It's like just that excitement. But I mean, that at some point it gets to a point like diminishing returns. Like, how long can you last with this?
Yeah. Is there a real basis for that? You need some more? Are you saying?
No.
Oh, here.
Yeah, dry.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, it's, and that's what I have with Laura is she's not an opposite of me. She's not to the extremes that I am, but I mean she's a smart ass like me.
She's crazy like you.
Yeah, she's brash. She's outspoken. She can be unpredictable sometimes. She's a little more organized than me, which is good.
Yeah.
I need someone who's somewhat organized in my life. Otherwise, nothing gets done. I mean, I wouldn't know how to wash my underwear right now. But anyways,
You guys both like to dance? What I seen?
yeah, I love to dance. I love it so much. But yeah, so the first marriage, the first marriage was over. The second marriage, so basically we met, and then we got married when I was 30.
Okay.
And we were married for almost 10 years. 9 years and 10 months.
How long were you guys dating, or how'd that long distance relationship work, or how'd you guys go about that logistically?
Well, fortunately for us, she cleaned for a living. She worked for herself.
Okay.
So she could, save up her money, and she'd come out for like 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time.
Oh, awesome.
And then we spent time together. I'd go out there for like 2 weeks at the most. Spend some time out there, but still, really didn't get to know the person.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see her without makeup until after we got married. I mean, she was she was a pretty girl,
Yeah.
but it's still, it's like you never. I didn't see her without makeup until after. I didn't see her fresh out of a shower until after we got married. And there were still some things about each other that we just
You
we
weren't
didn't know.
exposed to,
Yeah, until you're married with them, and something too that, I mean, it's a witness thing, but it can apply just to anybody. Is you got these red flags, some things that like I don't want to be with that, but in the witness world, it's like that's not really a priority. It's are they a religious person?
Yeah.
That overrides anything, unless it's a major red flag. Like if you walk in and I'm starting cocaine, then it's like, okay,
Red flag.
Yeah, sorry, gotta go. But if it's like something relatively minor, but it could be huge to you.
It's like a personality thing.
Yeah, like she didn't talk very well to her mother.
Okay.
For me, that's like,
big.
but I was like, she's very religious. She's good in the church.
Yeah.
But then what I didn't think about all the way through was that could translate to her speaking to me that way.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh Jesus, no. But yeah, and then also with that too, is I stopped believing. And we talked about this.
Relationship.
Yeah. And she was very zealous very zealous, and
Yeah.
I wasn't believing at all. And that's something else to realize. You got to find someone who's on the same path as you, whatever it is. We were definitely on two different, very diverging paths. But you got to make sure that the path is clear. Like as an example, you can say, "Oh, I like to save money," and they say, "Oh, I like to save money too." Okay, cool, we're on the same path. But what if you want to save money to buy a motorcycle, and she wants to save money for retirement?
Yeah.
Then it's like you save 10 grand, all of a sudden it's gone because you got your motorcycle. It's like, what's wrong? I thought we talked about this.
Oh, I say
You save money. I save money. I got a motorcycle. No, we're supposed to save money for retirement or a rainy day. So even though you might think on the same path, you got to make sure to clarify that.
It's true. It's the small details.
Yeah,
Small details.
and so
Small details of communication.
Yeah, it is. And when it's something as big as religion, when religion is that big of a factor in your life, when you're going down two paths like this, it's not gonna work.
That's something I'm scared about with Rosella, dude. Well, like my recent revelation, I don't know how that's gonna work for the both of us. Like right now, it's cool. Like she doesn't mind it. I mean,
Yeah.
It's mutual respectful between the both of us. It's like, all right, you believe what you believe, you believe what you believe. But I don't know how that could work like down the road, especially obviously we have kids, like that's gonna be a big thing. But just like in life values and goals and things like that, like that could bring up that could throw up some issues. So I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, especially when you get kids involved.
Yeah.
Because in the witness world, it's very, very important that you instill all the witness beliefs in your children. And if you have a mate who's not on board with that, that's huge problems.
Yeah.
Because for them, the religion is number one in their life. It supersedes everything else.
Yeah. I say it's like that's any religion or like any kind of Protestantism for sure. Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I knew that we go down the same path. She wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. She wanted to be with someone. She wanted someone who was just as zealous as her, and I wasn't that person.
Was this like midpoint through the marriage that was like I don't believe anymore? Or
yeah.
Like at what point?
Yeah, within 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
But then I put up a front, like, oh yeah, I still believe. I'll do the bare minimum. But even then, that still wasn't enough for her.
Yeah.
Because she's, her level, she was at like a 9 out of 10. I'm at like a 3.
Yeah.
And it wasn't enough for her. And we had gotten all kinds of arguments because I wasn't doing enough spiritually or religiously in the organization for her to be happy. Because if they're real zealous, they need someone on the same level as them. Otherwise, it just causes all kinds of problems. And that's what it was. So I faked the funk for a while, and then I couldn't do it anymore. And that's when that marriage ended. And that's when I also came to another realization that I wish more people would come to, is that I hear single people who want to have a person, a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, so bad. They think that they're always going to be complete without it. But that's not true. The loneliest I've ever been was in a bad marriage.
Yeah.
I was more lonely in a bad marriage than I ever was by myself. And
strong words. That's a strong statement.
No, it's absolutely true. And I felt more lonely because the person sleeping in the bed next to me was supposed to be the person I'm closest to in the world, the person I can tell anything to, the person I could tell my deepest thoughts and feelings, and I couldn't. And that's even worse than having no one to talk to.
Damn.
Because if I have no one to talk to, I have no expectations. Like when I was single, I didn't expect anyone to listen to the small things going on in my life.
Crazy, dude.
And I wish more people would realize that you don't need a relationship to not be lonely. I guess is the way of putting it.
It's easy to say that for someone in a relationship, dude. But I mean, when you're at that point where you're single and you're depressed, like.
But next to me, I wanted nothing to do with him. And I felt horrible because that's supposed to be the person I'm supposed to want.
And this is reference to your first marriage or your second marriage? Or
actually, both? It was both.
Okay.
Yeah, it was both. Yeah, and it was it was horrible. And I mean, I know some people they might think, oh, you know what I'm talking about, but until you've been in that situation, I'd rather be single forever than have to go through that again.
Yeah. Damn.
And I'd rather die alone than have to go through all that again of being in a relationship with someone that you can't be yourself with, that you can't tell all the little things in life that you want. So that's
deep, dude.
Like that's the one thing the most important thing I took from all that, from my relationships is I'd rather die alone.
Damn.
Than to be with someone who I don't connect with 100%.
I like that, dude. I mean, it's honesty. It's radical honesty. Like you said, again, self-awareness. Do you feel like your loss of faith was like the biggest factor of that marriage ending, or is there something else? Or was it just a relationship already before that?
The loss of faith was probably the biggest factor.
Okay.
Because I really think that if I would have kept my faith in that religion, I would have worked real well. First of all, it would have solved a lot of issues that she had with me.
Yeah.
As far as my lack of zeal for the religion.
Yeah.
And then I would have tried a lot harder to work on the other aspects of our marriage, because it's I guess I in the witness world, the best thing I can say is, like, if you don't have the same level of zeal, I guess it's like being in a boat with a hole in the bottom, and the boat has all kinds of other issues, like like the paint's peeling here, this window's cracked here, the sail's ripped, and you can spend all the time you want painting here and fixing this crack in the window and mending the sail, But if that
You got
hole's
this
in the
big
bottom,
ass hole.
none of that's gonna matter because the whole thing's gonna sink.
Yeah.
But if you can plug that hole, then you can go fix the paint. Then you can fix the mirror. Then you can fix the sail. Everything's cool. But because I didn't have that same level of faith, that hole was never gonna get fixed.
Yeah.
So I could spend years fixing the paint and the sails and whatever else cosmetic stuff was going on, but the boat's gonna sink because of that hole in
Yeah.
the middle, which was our difference in religion. That's the best way I can explain it. So yeah, if I would have kept my faith, if I would have been able to believe and stay in the religion, would have plugged that hole, and then we could have
trying to
fixed
fix
the
other
other.
little things.
Yeah, because the boat would have stayed floating.
Yeah.
Might have had to bail some water out occasionally, but yeah, that big hole, no, it's not gonna work.
I'm sure we talked about this last time, dude. But what got you to the point where it was like, all right, I don't believe this anymore? Like, how did you take those steps, like, to get to that point?
Well, there's different ways that people go about it. Some just fade out, like they stop going to meetings and they kind of disappear. Excuse me. That really wasn't an option I had because I was married to someone who's very zealous. So in the witness world, the only way out of a witness marriage to make them free, set them free, is to cheat on them. So that's what I did. I'm not proud of it. I regret how it went about, how it all went down. I wish I would have went about it another way, but at the end of the day, it's like that's what I had to do to set her free. Because I wanted her to be. I care enough about her. I still care about her as a person. You know, I don't hate her. I don't have any ill will towards her or anything like that. I want her to be happy. And if I would have left the religion and still be married to her, she would have been miserable. I would have been miserable.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? This is what I got to do. And I wish I would have went about it a different way. I feel that's one thing I do regret is how I went about that whole thing. And at the time, things didn't go down well between us with that. But now, we actually have a good relationship.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, we talk to each other about things. We don't talk so much anymore because all the stuff we had to talk about is done. But I mean, if I text her how she's doing, she talks to me. I talk to her sometimes. She has stuff that comes up where she wants my advice, and I give it to her, no problem. She realizes that we're both better off right now. So at the end, it turned out to be better for both of us.
Yeah.
Obviously, her choice would have been for me to stay in the religion and work things out, but it didn't work out that way. So that's how that ended with that that marriage. And that was October 21st is when that was finalized.
This was just
October 21st, 2016. 2016? Yeah, October 21st, 2016, yep. Yeah, that's when that was finalized.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I don't really celebrate that one because that was kind of...
It's different.
Yeah, it was different than my first one. I celebrate that all day. But my second one is like kind of like,
All right, so let's recap the lessons. The first one, we had know yourself, and then don't change.
Yeah, don't change who you are.
Don't compromise yourself. The second one, I don't know what you said was probably the biggest thing.
Make sure you're all on the same path.
There you go. That's what it was.
And like I said, people change, and that's just life. Sometimes you might be married to someone for 10 years, and they all of a sudden want different things in life. It happens. It also realizes it doesn't necessarily mean you have to stay with that person.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, yeah, sure, but sometimes things just happen, and you go on different paths, and it ends. It's life. It's just
life.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, like the days of people being married for 60, 70 years, whatever else.
That's not it. That's not today, dude.
Yeah.
Divorce rate's easily over 50% right now, right? In the U.S.
In my own family, it's so my mom has been married twice, divorced once. My stepdad married twice, divorced once. Darius has been married twice, divorced once. I've been married twice, divorced twice. My sister's been married once, divorced once.
That's crazy.
My other sister's been married and still married. So I think we're above the national average.
Yeah, you're up there in the 80s.
Yeah, my family, we're shooting for. We're doing real well in that regard. Yeah.
That's funny, dude. And I mean, I was right there, dude. I was on the edge of divorce. Like that was what I wanted at that point. I was done. Yeah. So like, I get it. It's like people say, especially like we go back to like the religious community, see it like as an evil, like terrible thing. But I remember Louis C.K. had a whole bit on this about people like saying like, oh, I'm sorry about your divorce. I'm sorry about how everything worked out. It's like, no, like don't feel sorry for you. Like this is probably like the happiest I've been, like them being divorced is like finally like they've been set free or they have some sense of joy that they've had in a while, and like saying you feel bad is like making them feel bad about it.
Yeah, no, yeah. When people would apologize to me, I'm like, no, don't be sorry.
Like, I'm happier now.
Yeah. So when I hear people getting divorced, I'm like, okay, so do I apologize or do I congratulate you?
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah, like there's someone I met recently, like, oh, I'm just divorced. I was like, so
Congratulations.
Yeah. And I was like, so congratulations? And they're like, absolutely. I was like, all right, cool. Hey, let me buy you a drink. Cool.
It sounds terrible, but it really is what it is. And a lot of occasions, like, you're happier. Like, obviously, the thing wasn't working, so it's like, all right, this is a better place for both of the individuals.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, and for me, that's what it was. Like, as soon as I had divorced, and not because my ex was a bad person. She's a good person. It's just all the religious stuff that it was involved. As soon as like I was on my own, I like had this huge weight.
Yes.
Yeah, because part of the witness religion is the husband is the lead. He's the head, and as such, the whole spiritual responsibility of the family falls on your shoulders. Yeah. So if my wife was messing up, making mistakes, not doing what she's supposed to do, they don't talk to her. They come talk to me, and it's my responsibility to fix it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you go, she's her own person, and you're responsible for making all the decisions. Like they can't make it. They can, but they don't make a decision without you. Which I'm like, I'm not that responsible.
I know what you want from me.
Yeah, I'm actually too lazy to want to make all those decisions. Just make a decision. You know, I don't want that responsibility of being responsible for another person.
Yeah.
Now, if it's my kid, if I have a kid, then absolutely, yeah, that's my responsibility. I totally understand. But if you're in a relationship with me, make your own decisions. You're a person. You know, disagree with me. Tell me what you want. I don't care. I'd rather have that than have to always tell you what to do and always feel like.
Yeah.
Because then you're constantly wondering too. Like me, I have a problem with always thinking about what other people think of me.
Do you really?
Yeah.
But that's.
I know it goes against, but in the back of my head, like sometimes, like, well, what do you want to do? Oh, we can do whatever. Okay, well, sure. Like, well, we can go here and do this. Yeah, let's go. But in the back of my head, I'm like, are they doing this because they want to do it, or are they doing it because they don't want to upset me, or are they doing it just to make me happy? Is this what they really want to do?
But got a whole mental, all kinds of mind games going on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small voice in my head. The big voice in my head is like, yeah, let's go. Who cares if they like it or not? I'm gonna have fun. But it's still the little part in the back of my head, like, oh no, you shouldn't want to do this. Is it okay? And that's where I have a problem with being ahead, because I'm like, are they gonna like my decisions or not? But then, of course, the majority of me is like, who cares?
Yeah.
If they don't like it, I mean, but I don't want that responsibility. I want them to have the input. And that's what me and Laura, like, me and Laura have a real 50-50 partnership. She don't like what I'm doing, she'll straight up tell me.
She'll tell you, yeah.
Oh, she has no problem telling me at all. Yeah.
That's when you say that about, like, that little voice, because I was telling you at the beginning, like, I've always been, like, super, like, self-conscious, super, like, nervous, shy. Like, I'm always thinking about what other people thinking about me, and people might not see that just from my actions or like the stupid things I do.
Yeah.
But like, that's for sure. Like, I'm always a big problem in my life for myself. Like, just has been comparing myself to other individuals and other people's successes and failures. Like, I always like I look at you or I look at someone else and like, dude, like, they're doing so much better than me. Like, they're doing this and that, and that's always been like something that's held me down, dude. And I know it's something that's just like strictly, it's pure negativity. Like, for me, it's just gonna hold me back. Like, there's no benefit of me being jealous of someone or like comparing myself to someone, but it's something that I've realized. It comes with that self-awareness that's something that I struggle with, and it is what it's recognizing it and then nipping in the bud. I was like, all right, like, that's not important. Like, I don't need to worry about that.
Yeah,
that's always been like a big thing in my life. I have one on my little quote wall. I have one of the pictures, like it's a quote, Zenshin. It's like a flower doesn't worry about the flower next to it. It just blooms. And it's true, dude. Like, it's something I need to get over and just worry about myself. Like, I can't compare myself to other people's successes.
Yeah, you can't, because everyone measures success in different ways. Like, I mean, I have a great job right now, but I don't measure my success by my paycheck. I measure my success by my daily happiness. And right now, I'm extremely happy. I mean, I got a great girlfriend. Yeah, I got great friends. I'm enjoying my life. And I mean, if I made minimum wage right now, but I was enjoying my life with a great girlfriend and great friends, I'm successful.
That's all I need, baby.
Yeah, if I go to bed happy and wake up happy, I'm successful. I mean, having a good job helps, but still. At the end of the day, to me, it's, are you good with the non-financial aspect of your life, because anything you have in life can be taken away.
Yeah.
Just yeah, and that's something that I actually learned from being a witness, is that everything you have can be taken away just like that, and you're left with, I guess you call the intangibles, things that you can't measure. You can measure someone's salary. You can put that against anyone else's and be like, okay, so Mondo makes this much, and so makes this much, so makes this much. Mondo's successful, but throw that out the window, and you have the stuff you can't measure. Is Mondo happy with his person, Rosella? Yeah. Does Mondo have great friends that he can hang out with and have a good time with? Yes. Okay. Then Mondo loses his job, loses his money. Is he so happy? Yes. Then he's successful. So and so, if he loses his money and his relationship with his wife is crappy, his friends are double crossing backstabbers, his kids don't respect him, you take away his money, even though he might make more than you, is he successful? Hell no. I would not trade spots with that guy in a minute, even if he was making $1 million a year. Wouldn't do it.
Damn.
So I measure people's success with the intangibles of their life. Like, I look at you and I think Mondo's successful. You have a good relationship with your wife, by all appearances. Your friends love you. Everyone speaks highly of you. Anywhere I go with you, people know you and they're glad to see you. I'm like, all right, this Mondo's got something that people like. Mondo, to me, is successful. And then I know people at work, they make good money, but they're dicks. No one likes them at work. And I hear about, and they're single, they're married, got 2 kids. I want nothing to do with that guy because he's not successful.
Yeah. Thanks, I appreciate that.
And that's how I measure people's success. And for me, I don't compare it. It's like, are you happy in your life? I'm happy in my life. That's all the comparison that needs to be said.
I'm into that. But tear up.
There's no crying in this house, Mondo.
Only tears of sex.
I don't know what kind of sex you're having.
All right, we'll get towards the end, dude. So second divorce, make sure you're along the same path. Yeah. People change, but yeah, stay on the same path. They're aiming towards the same goal. Yeah. After this is another thing I've asked you a bunch of times, dude. Like, you get out of the. This was 2016, we said.
When I left the religion.
Yeah, when you got your second divorce.
It was finalized in 2016. We got separated in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, and now how long you and Laura been dating?
2 years and 2 months.
Yeah. So that's why I was tripping out. I was on, like, it goes back to like me, like, always feeling like judged or compared to other people. Mm-hmm. Like, I would have been like, there's no way, like, I would have been so like worried about getting into another relationship, especially so soon. Like not only of like, am I about the fears about it working out, like what's gonna come negatively out of this, but just from people looking at me and being like, dude, like, what is he doing? Like, he's an idiot. Like, he's gonna screw this up again. And like, obviously you don't care about it, but that'd be like a big thing for me. So I always tripped out on that for you. It was like, dude, did that never bother you? Did that?
Oh, it did. It absolutely did. And then after after I got separated at the end of 2015, I was like, I'm gonna be in the streets. I'm gonna like go out and bang chicks. Yeah. I'm gonna be live that player life. I got a good job. I got money. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at Jesse Jr. Gonna go have some fun. And I did, but I think we talked about this too. Is I tried the whole casual dating, casual hookup thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. I mean, it was fun. Like my uncle always said, even the worst sex I had was still good.
It's like pizza.
Yeah, for guys, it's absolutely true. But it was like afterwards, I was like, what do I do now? I don't even be around you right now. I just want to go. And then me and Laura were hanging out for a little bit, and she was like, so one of the things I did do is I had a list. I had 2 lists actually. I had my non-negotiables and my
as far
requirements.
As a partner?
Yeah. My non-negotiables and requirements. Like if you didn't meet, like I have my list of requirements, which no one's gonna be able to meet all of them.
Yeah.
But if you meet most of them, cool. But I have my non-negotiable stuff, which was like, if you don't meet anything on this list, you're done.
What were some of those? Or what are some of those?
Like someone who couldn't take my sarcasm.
Okay.
I that was something that my exes couldn't. Neither one can handle my sarcasm. If you can't take my sarcasm, we're not going to work out. Someone who wouldn't let me be as active as I am. I need that. If I'm not active, I go crazy.
Yeah.
I have to be doing something, always something. Like this week, I had boxing, I had pool. I'm on a pool league.
Maybe your class.
Skating. Yeah, I do all. I have at school.
Yeah.
I'm like I have to be busy.
Yeah.
And I have to be with someone who will let me do that. Who won't get on me about, oh, you spend enough time with me. So I make that up front. I'm just someone who is clean. I don't mind messy. Everyone's messy, you know, but dirty. Like if you leave your clothes over the room, I don't give a crap.
You gotta wax the butthole.
Yeah, but if you got if you have a sandwich under your bed for 2 weeks, that's it's a problem.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah. So those are some of my non-negotiables. Requirements were like, you got to be funny. I mean, not like comedian funny.
You gotta have some
sense of humor. Cooking would be cool. Cooking is a Laura's strong point.
Do you cook more?
What's that? Yeah, I love to cook. Oh,
that smoker?
Yeah, I used to,
cook something up, baby.
Oh, I am. I'm gonna hook it up soon. I've been so busy lately. What other requirements were there? Like, the sexual compatibility is huge. That was a non-negotiable. Was like having that sexual compatibility.
What does that look like for you? Like just like
Me?
enjoying sex together, or
no? Well, just I'm not a prude.
Okay.
Like there's some people that are like, we're only gonna have sex on Wednesdays with the tops on, missionary position with the lights off. And that
nah, fam.
Nah, like just I'm a little adventurous.
He's a freak, guys. That's what he's saying.
Pretty much. That's what it is. That's what it is. And so I need someone who's not necessarily on that level, but at least close to it.
Yeah. Who's open to it at least.
Yeah. So yeah, and Laura just happened to meet those things, and at the time I was just like, I don't want to be locked down right now. But then I thought to myself, all right, what if she's your person? Because you got the soulmate thing and stuff. I don't believe in that shit, but I believe that everyone has their person, which is the person that comes closest to what they need in life for a partner. I'm like, what if Laura's my person? Do I tell her I'm not interested right now, and then like revisit it in a year, and then all of a sudden she's with someone else and I lost out? And then I also thought, well, why the hell not? I got no guidelines. I got no restrictions. I got no one telling me that I have to stay with her.
Yeah.
I could date her, and if it doesn't work out, I'm like, hey, it's not working out. See ya. And even now, we both acknowledge the fact that either one of us can walk out of this relationship at any time with no consequences. And we live together, but it's like she's a nurse. She makes good money. I make good money. It's like we don't have to live together for financial reasons. We want to live together. And that goes back to what you said earlier about we make that choice.
Yeah.
Like we made the choice to be together right now. Because if I wanted to, I could dip out tomorrow.
Yeah.
With no consequences.
Yeah.
Being married, I lost my house, my 401k.
Yeah.
But it's a choice we make. Like I said, so it makes it that much more special. Like there's nothing saying we have to be together. The choice we make. And
this is something we didn't even touch on yet, but it was but Laura pretty much was coming out of a marriage like the kind of same time frame as you, right? Or relatively?
No, she'd actually been separated for a few years.
Okay.
She was still married legally, but she'd been separated for a few years.
Okay.
So they
but I feel like that attributed a lot to you guys being able to be like, okay, like if this doesn't work out, like we're straight up, like it is what it is. We go our separate ways because you guys both been through that and seen like the ugly and
like we've talked about marriage, and it's something that's like not on the radar for either one of us. It's a piece of paper because having gone through it twice, where marriage is supposed to be like, oh, this is you confessing your love, you can be with them forever. Really, I did that twice already.
Yeah.
It didn't mean anything at the end of the day.
Yeah.
She's been through it once, so it's like it's just a piece of paper.
It's a piece of paper, dude.
Yeah.
And when you're able to cast off the religious dogma to that, then that adds a whole lot to that. Where it's like, all right, it really is just a piece of paper. Like it's not no commitment to God. It's a commitment to each other.
Yeah.
And that's huge, dude. Like, oh damn, I know where I was going with that. But that's big, being able to be like, okay, like it's just there's nothing special about this. Like we could just live together. And it's this is where I was going with it. It's like it sounds very like new age, like nobody's getting married nowadays and stuff like that. But no, like it just makes sense. It just makes like logical sense. Like you don't need to go through all that extra stuff. If you want to do a ceremony, wedding, all that, that's great, dude. Do whatever you want to do.
Oh yeah, if that's what you want to do, absolutely. I mean, at some point we might get married, but for me, I'd do it like for the party and the gifts.
Yeah.
Not that I need them, but actually more for the party. But I mean, if we happen to have kids, then I would get married just because I'd want our kids to not have not necessarily the stigma of it, but just
No, you look bastard children.
yeah, I won't call them bastard. Because honestly, I'm a dick. I would call them bastards. Like you were born out of wedlock, you know that, you little bastard. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. I think Laura's concerned about how I would speak to our children, not like in a mean way, but just because I always say what's on my mind.
Yeah.
And like I could see if I have more than one kid, I could be like, you know what, you're not my favorite kid today. You're
the chosen one.
Yeah, today. What do you want? You don't get none today. What do you want?
That'd be hilarious. I see Jesse as a dad.
I know. I mean, I was dead set against having kids before, but with Laura, I could see that. You know,
That's
like,
crazy, dude.
but then I think to myself, whoa, what would I be like as a dad? I'm so irresponsible right now as it is of myself. And I think if I had kids in my first marriage, they'd be like 20 years old right now, 21 years old.
That's crazy. That's what you say about like when we go to the fly football tournaments and stuff.
You know what I'm honestly worried about? I think about it now, and I'm thinking I'd still be playing football. And I imagine that if I had kids who'd be in their early 20s, they'd want to come out and watch. And my damn teammates would be trying to hit on them. If they're a girl, like I could see them. I ain't gonna say no names, but I know certain people on the team would be like trying to holler at them.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
you need to back up, right? I will cut you. But then I'd get back into my hitting on their mom, so that'd be cool.
Yeah,
you know.
good. Skinny Steve.
Actually, his mom's pretty scary, so.
I need to know her.
Yeah.
I need to know him.
Yeah, he's funny. He's cool.
All right, so you know where you're at right now. Do you feel you had a pretty good spot? No, like I said, like it's just so it was such a trip to me. Like you getting back into it, like just you guys just dove in again, and it's
Yeah.
That's it. It wasn't like it's not like a bad thing. It's just like an impressive thing. Like, it was like, dude, respect to you. Like you just hop back on that horse, because it would have been so easy for you to be so just negative about it. So what's the word? I don't even know, but just like trying to be on your own, do your thing. Like I don't want any kind of, not even any resemblance of a committed relationship. Like I just want to do me.
Yeah, and I was that's actually what I wanted to do. And then Laura comes along. She ruined everything, man. She ruined everything.
Always, it's women, dude.
I know. I was on my way to just doing whatever, and then she comes in. And I was like,
That's awesome, dude. That's an testament to how strongly you feel about her, how strong you feel about each other, that you were able to dive back in.
No, and I tell you right now that after being together for 2 years with her, I have a deeper connection and a deeper feeling for her than I did for either. It sounds shitty, but than I did for either of my wives.
That's what you're telling me, dude. And that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, it is, and it's because I really got to know her.
And yourself.
Yeah, I knew myself. I knew what I was bringing and what I needed to do, and then I got to really know her. Like we weren't hanging out for very long before I saw her without makeup.
Yeah.
I saw her when shit hit the fan in her personal life, when she was under a lot of stress.
You guys met at the gym, right? Working out.
Yeah, we met at the gym. Yeah, I go with my shirt off.
What up, girl?
Yeah, she was office manager, so she always put the cameras on me.
Hey, sure.
You know,
I believe it.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, when we started dating, I saw her in all those scenarios you need to really see people in.
Yeah.
When life throws curveballs at you, you want to see how that person reacts.
Yeah.
Some people just fold under the pressure, they lash out, blah blah. But she met that head on. She's like, all right, what can I do to resolve the issue? Jesse, I need your help to do this and this and this. She didn't lash out at me for stuff, and I was like, all right, cool. And that's what you need to see, these people at their worst.
I like that.
To see how they treat you.
I like that. Seeing people at their worst.
Yeah. When the stuff hits the fan, and then also when really bad things happen to you, how they react to it.
Yeah.
Like, are they gonna be like, oh, dude, yeah, sucks to be you. Have fun dealing with that. You know?
Let me know when you're done with that.
Yeah. Or they can be like, hey, what can I do to help? And even better, they just don't even ask what you need for help. They just do it.
Yeah.
And that's Laura. Laura's. I'm not used to having somebody who, like, sees something that I need and just does it. And I mean, I've complained about it to you. How she's a nurse, and like if I'm hurt, she won't let me play football.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you use your? What'd you say?
No, you're gonna get stitches.
Yeah. She made me go to the hospital and get stitches that night.
How dare she?
Like, and what'd you say? How dare she use her powers for good?
Yeah.
but I love that.
Yeah.
That she's always looking out for me, even though I don't ask her to. Like if she sees me being uncomfortable, she knows that she can do something to fix it. She'll just come over and do it.
Yeah.
And then not like sit there and be like, "Well, are you gonna thank me or what?" I mean, I thank her, but it's like she just doesn't, and you know,
Yeah.
it's part of who she is, which is, for me, it's awesome, you know. And I'll take this break to. He's always talking about Dos Equis. This is brought to you by Ghost Lager today.
Go and buy yourself a bottle. What is this? $26.99. It's a good deal. Look delicious. Cinnamon schnapps.
So good.
Sounds spicy.
So this helped me get through my first divorce.
There you go.
Yeah, I had a
Get
bottle
yourself
by
one.
my bed. Just take a swig every now and again. It's great.
So where you at right now, dude? It seems like you're, like you said, you're happy. On your scale of how you judge happiness, fulfillment, like you feel like you're at a good spot right now.
I feel like I'm successful.
And I'm so happy for you, dude. I'm so happy for you guys just to, like I said, to dive back in and make it work. Yeah. And who knows what tomorrow brings, but you guys have already made that decision, or you guys have already put that out there. Like, hey, if this doesn't work out for either of us, we could walk away, and that's it. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And that's a completely different level of maturity, understanding, and just a level of evolution as an individual to where I don't feel like many people ever even get to.
Yeah. I'm just glad I realize it now. I mean, I'm 42. I'll be 43 on May 30th, in case anyone wants to buy me a birthday present or whatever. That's like, 2 weeks away. But yeah, I'm 42, soon to be 43, but like I said earlier, people have this mindset of like you graduate high school, you go 4 years of college, you get married, boom, boom, boom. That's like the timeline society imposes on you. I'm 42 and don't have a house. I had a house, don't have a house. I'm in college getting my general ed, but I'm happy.
You're doing your thing.
That's my timeline right now. I'm not going to get my bachelor's till I'm like 48 just because I can't do a full schedule.
Yeah.
But I don't care. My timeline is my timeline.
Yep.
I'm gonna buy a house again, but it might not be till I'm like 45. But I don't care. My timeline is my timeline. And if I'm happy with it, I don't care what anyone else thinks about me.
That's strong, dude. That's hard. That's a hard thing to get through. I don't know. I guess I can't speak for everyone, but for myself, like not caring about what other people think, that's a big ass thing. That's a big obstacle for people something that people never get over. It's something that I still struggle with getting over.
Yeah, it was a little awkward for me in school.
When you're older than everyone by 20 years.
Dude, they're asking me about pagers, and like, what do you?
You're like, how do they work? What is this?
And when I explained to them rotary phones, they're like, what? And then I had one girl ask me, what was that one? What's AOL?
She had she?
Yeah, she was in we had a group project, and one of the paperwork that we were looking at mentioned AOL. She's like, what's AOL? Like, some work online. It tripped. I had to explain to her, like, you had to use your phone line at home to dial.
You had to plug it
on
in.
the internet. And if someone wanted to make a phone call, they couldn't because you were online.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? That's so weird.
That's funny.
Yeah, they had no idea what ASL was. Age, sex, location.
I didn't know that one. I thought American Sign Language.
No. In the chat rooms, this is before Facebook and Instagram and Tinder and all that stuff.
Okay.
You just meet someone in a random chat room, and they would say A/S/L, which is age, sex, location.
No.
That was ASL. That's what they want to know. Not American Sign Language. They just want to know who they were talking to. Yeah, it's a trip explaining all this stuff from 20 years ago to these kids that weren't even born. And at first I was a little self-conscious, but I'm like, I know a lot more than you guys. Shit.
Exactly, dude. And you're free, and you have a lot more going on than majority of people.
Yeah.
They say you stay busy, you stay doing a million things. And like I told you yesterday, or the day before, is like I think that's something that really attracts me to hanging out with you, hanging out with Steve. It's like, it's not even about just staying busy for busy's sake. It's just the fact that you have the energy and the drive to do things, just to do things for the sake of doing them, having fun. You're enjoying life.
Yeah, that's why I like Steve too. I mean, Steve's closer to Mike. He's like, what, 37?
Yeah.
But yeah, Steve he doesn't look 37 for one thing. Steve, you don't look like you're 37. But he's always out there doing stuff. I see his snaps. And that's why I like playing football with Steve, because he's my age, but he's out there having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
He just wants to play. He just wants to go out there and do things.
But then you see freaking 22-year-olds out there who are just freaking depressed or just like not happy or just negative vibes, just negative people in general. It's like, dude, like I don't want that. I don't want that in my life.
Yeah, negative people, I got no time for.
No time for you.
I unfriended so many people on Facebook because all they post is negative shit. I'm like, I don't want to. Man, post about like, show me a good cat video or something. Yeah,
post a picture of your dog or something.
Yeah, don't sit there and talk about how people suck today. I'm like, man, get out of here with that mess.
Yeah.
Click on.
That's it, dude. I think it's a great time just talking, just because, like I said, you have the unique perspective of failed relationships and successful relationships, ups and downs. You're right in the middle of something beautiful, and I think it's awesome, dude. Any tips, advice, I guess, that you give people who are either going through a crappy, like coming out of like a bad relationship, and feel like you said, like they're down the dirt, like they don't feel like they'd be alone, like feel like they need someone, or for anyone who's either going through that right now, who has gone through that, or like just any advice, dude, or just words of encouragement.
Just stay busy. If you're coming out of a crappy relationship, and of course you're down, I was down afterwards, but just like I said, man, I'd rather be I was more lonely in a bad relationship than by myself, and things always get better. They might get worse tomorrow, but there's gonna be a point where things always get better, and you'll find your person at some point. Don't settle, but don't also set your bar too high. Like, don't always think there's something better. Just keep a positive attitude, have a good time, hang out with your friends. Always, but the best thing to do is just to keep busy. Don't sit there and mope and sit on your couch all day drinking beer and watching TV. Go do something, even if it's taking a walk.
Yeah.
There are sometimes I just get really down, and it's a win for me to get out of the house and go take a walk. And that's that. But yeah, just stay positive, and you'll find a person. It may not be tomorrow or next week, but at some point everyone finds a person.
You think that?
Yeah, even if it's just themselves.
Oh, no, it's a good twist. Yeah. Good twist there. What do you mean by that?
Sometimes you just have to be happy with yourself. Some people just finding their person just doesn't happen, and they have to be happy with themselves, and they have to be their person. It sucks, but sometimes that's just how it is, and you have to be happy that way.
Yeah, amen. We'll end it with that.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
All right, let's see if we got more than 10 minutes.
If you see a faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the
Love shack, yeah, yeah. I'm heading down the Atlanta highway, looking for the love getaway, headed for the love getaway.
I got me a car, it's as big as a whale, and we're heading on down to the love shack. I got me a Chrysler, it seats about 20, so hurry up and bring your jukebox money.
The love shack is a little rough place where we can get together. Love shack, baby. Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack.
Good stuff, huh? Told you, dude. He's a freaking genius. I mean, that's a genius. He's very experienced and very wise. Like I said at the beginning, just the fact that he's able to be this open and honest about his past screw-ups, his past relationships, the ups and downs of everything, and just telling how it is in front of everyone. I mean, whoever listens to this or seen the Facebook Live, the YouTube video, it's like it's gonna be out there for some people to watch and scrutinize and judge and all that stuff, because that's something that I feel like I think I said in the conversation that I would feel like the most like weird about. Like I'm always so worried about other people's judgments, and especially about relationships, like, oh, this guy's a screw up, he's just gonna do it again. Why get into another committed thing if you're the one who's messing everything up? It's got to be you, or all those little things, dude. It's like that's what I'd be the most fearful of. But Jesse, I mean, he's aware of that, and he just takes it in his stride, dude. I mean, it'd be so easy for someone like him or anyone who's been through bad relationships or had bad experiences to just be like, no, I'm done with this, not doing it again, not putting myself on the line. But he's like, screw that, dude. I'm gonna keep trying. If I see somebody I'm interested in something I want to pursue, then I'm just gonna do it. I can't be fearful about about other people's judgments and comments guide the way I live my life, and that's something that I'm so I'll say jealous. Jealous isn't the greatest word choice, but just something I want to strive for, an attitude I want to strive to have. Awestruck? Let's go awestruck. I like that. Sounds good. So yeah, man. So pretty much what I'm saying is I want to be like Jesse when I grow up. Maybe a couple less divorces, but we'll see. With that being said, I love you guys. I love you more, Jesse. And who knows when another one of these come out? Maybe next week. Maybe next month. Who knows? We'll see. Oh gosh, I gotta remember keep plugging myself at the end or at some point in these. All right, subscribe to this thing on iTunes. I think you can find it in the show, or I don't even know, man. It doesn't even pop up when I search for it, but you want, I always put the links up, so just click on that, subscribe to that. I feel like that does something, or something I should say. You guys already know I got the YouTube channel. Hit that up for 1 million videos. I just realized I got to like 101 videos this past week, and I was like, damn, I'm pretty impressed with myself. Oh no, I'm kind of a big deal. My tops is like 5 views, so we're growing, man, we're growing. And last but not least, Gridiron Flags, hit me up. Want some team flags, some team custom flags. $12 a set if you order 8 or more. $15 a set if you order any less than 8. And that's that. Love you guys.